And welcome back, everyone, to episode 84 of the Sports Coverage Podcast. My name is Andrew, alongside my co-host Jason Lee for today. And what has happened today is that Argentina has officially qualified for the World Cup finals alongside Spain, and that's going to be set to be happening in our home state of New Jersey this Sunday, which is pretty wild to think of, especially when you consider the fact that there's wildfire smoke coming in from the north, which is already a problem. There's been issues with the logistics in New Jersey and the World Cup all the way throughout this entire tournament so far, and yet still the world's best are going to be here in less than a week. This coming Sunday, it's Wednesday as we're recording, and they're supposed to be set and ready to go to perform at the highest level on the world's biggest stage. Jason, first of all, are you happy with the matchup that has come out of this entire tournament up to this point?
Well, yes and no, I'll say. But we got there. It's going to be a great match nonetheless. Like, I know there's a lot of controversy involving Argentina this whole tournament, but, Argentina, Spain, it's going to be a great match. You get, Lamine Yamal versus Lionel Messi, almost like the student versus teacher kind of thing. And we'll see if Lamine Yamal can retire his mentor, most likely. Let's see if that happens. So it's going to be an exciting game. I mean, Spain has been one of the most dominant teams all World Cup. Have they given up a goal yet? Or am I just tripping? I don't think they have.
I think they must have, right?
There's no way. France was what? Did France score? No.
They gave up a goal to Belgium in the quarterfinals.
Oh, they gave up a goal to Belgium, but they've given up one goal this entire tournament. So if anybody could take down the defending champs, it could be Spain.
100%. And I'd like to see that happen, not going to lie. Because, like you said, you mentioned the controversy with Argentina today, though. It happened again. You see an England failing back line that throughout the entire second half couldn't figure out how to they got up in a big way pretty early on in this match, all things considered. And of course, that gives Argentina time to plot and plan and get the correct subs in necessary. And that's what ended up happening. And that back line collapsed so quickly. And I mean, you could see it coming all the way maybe from the 60th minute when Argentina started pushing forward. Like at some point that wall was going to fall, and it ended up falling pretty much right as the game was about to end, and then some into stoppage time, where eventually Argentina got the winner there. Something that I was pretty proud of for England is Pickford throughout that entire second half, because really he did all he could to make sure that Argentina would get on the board as late as possible. I think Pickford looked in this match about as good as he looked in his entire international career, because, there's a complicated relationship there with Jordan Pickford and England fans, especially with his club of Everton domestically in the Premier League and things like that. I think England really didn't deserve to win this match. And they played great. They got on the board. They got a goal against Argentina, the reigning winners, and after that, they just could not figure out how to stop it. And when you have a player like Harry Kane up top, who was pretty silent for most of this game, and a lot of errant passes, couldn't get breakaways, it's an unfortunate loss.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, England was doomed from at the very end. I mean, it's all about how you play this game, right? England's bringing in defenders, bringing in their reinforcement just in the event of the attack from Argentina. And Argentina is just bringing in the opposite. They're bringing in more attack, trying to bring down the wall, like you said. And it happened again. It happened against Egypt. Argentina was down most of that game, and they found a way to win. Now they're down until the 88th, 89th minute, and then Enzo Fernandez has that beautiful goal, and then not even a few minutes go by, and then you see Messi setting up Martinez for that set piece. There's nothing wrong I could say about Argentina's game today. This was probably one of their best games all tournament, right? I mean, and also for all those Argentina all those, the hate watch party on Argentina saying oh, it's unfair, this is unfair. I'm going to say this. I think regardless of the officiating, I thought the officiating crew they were a U.S. officiating crew. I thought they were great. I thought every call was pretty fair. There was nothing egregious in this whole game. So I would like to think that this was just a great game all around. Argentina was the clear better team when it mattered most, and now they're in a World Cup final for the third time in 4 World Cups.
Right, 100%. I think that it's unfortunate from an excitement perspective that now you're getting back to a point, I would say, for most of the world, it's obviously one country, that Argentina is now going to get a chance to go back. I think it would have been more interesting to see some sort of underdog story come up. But I would say that maybe 3 weeks ago, there was no way in my mind that Spain was going to be making it anywhere near the finals at that, because you look at their group stage was horrendous. Like, the first 2 matches, I think, were really, really bad. I know Lamine Yamal didn't start the first one, but then again, his impact on paper, I would say, hasn't been maybe what was expected as a whole. He won the penalty yesterday against France to open the scoring there. And of course, he's made goal contributions and scored his first World Cup goal. But I just think that he hasn't been the main focus for Spain. And Argentina right now, when they're down, they are at their absolute best because they are pressing forward. You're seeing Messi now also pick up assists. Like, I think they said now he's he's the assist leader in World Cup history as well as the goals leader. Like, and especially that was on show today in those final 2 goals where he assisted on both of them. I don't know. What do you think Spain needs to do here in order to stop that Argentina offense that just keeps pushing all the way through?
I mean, Spain can look at Argentina's previous 2 games, right? I'm looking at the game against Egypt, and I'm looking against the game of Switzerland. I'm looking at Egypt. I'm looking at this game against England, right? These are 3 games where Argentina just found a way to pull ahead when they were not the dominant team from start to finish, right? They always find their way. They always hit their stride. It's usually there's some magic at the second half hydration break, I feel, with Argentina. Every single second half there's magic when this team clicks, right? They find a way to win these games. They find a way to get out. They find a way to survive and advance, right? So Spain, I mean, they've also hit their stride. Like you said early on, group stage, pretty bad. I mean, Cabo Verde probably gave them the biggest run for their money so far, right? No one thought from the jump that Cabo Verde was going to even draw or even get more than 3 shots. And they found a way to get a point in their first game. Granted, Lamine Yamal didn't play, but Lamine Yamal also didn't really, I don't think he found the back of the net in the second game, but coach did not put him in first against Cabo Verde. So now you're looking at a team this team is experienced. This team's got a lot of potential, a lot of positives all around. I mean, the game against France, they smothered France from start to finish. France was non-existent yesterday. It was almost like 2 different French teams that played from every match of this World Cup to yesterday, right? And who knows? I think the offense and overall, I just think you need to contain there's a way to contain the Argentina attack, and the Spain defense has got only 1 goal. They've given up this entire tournament. They've given up 1 goal. So if there's any team that can do it, that can contain the attack, that can stop the fire, it's Spain, 100%.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens. And speaking of fires, I mentioned this.
I didn't even try that one.
I mentioned this in the intro. So back in 2023, for those who don't know, there was a big thing here in the northeast of the United States where the Canadian wildfires were raging on because of how the wind works and the weather patterns. All of that smoke and haze from the Canadian wildfires comes down towards us in the dry season. And guess what it is right now at the time of the World Cup finals here in New Jersey? The dry season in Canada, which means there's a ton of wildfires. And once again, all of that smoke and haze is starting to hit us. So tonight, where I am, it was basically started to get dark and looked like it was cloudy the entire night, starting at maybe like 5 o'clock or something like that. And it was not supposed to be cloudy. Like, these are this is the smoke that was here. It's supposed to be pretty sunny. There wasn't a lot of rain forecast, anything like that. So anyway, and then you start to smell it. And after a while, that gets to a point where the air quality is so bad that 3 years ago or 2 years ago, however long it was, they were telling us we couldn't really go outside. And especially don't do any athletic activity outside. And depending on how long this goes, because last time it got way worse than it is right now. Like the sky was orange. You may have seen pictures of that. Right now it's not quite there yet. But this could get to a point come Sunday where you're going to have the greatest athletes in the world on the biggest stage in the world playing in MetLife Stadium outdoors, where there is wildfire haze, wildfire smell, and then the horrible air quality where athletes are huffing and puffing for 90 minutes or more, depending on how the game goes, which is an absolute disaster for FIFA, because you can't be putting on a World Cup finals where the athletes aren't technically supposed to be, according to all like health rules and stuff like that, aren't supposed to be outside doing high intensive athletic activity in that kind of weather, I guess. Like this could be an absolute disaster for everyone.
Oh, 100% it can. I mean, like you said, a few years ago, we had the last one. I remember I still remember this whole thing. I was in one of my high school, I was in a biology class, and I remember it was the end of the day and it was orange. Like the entire sky was just orange. Like, and I remember everyone running out to their cars, trying to run home, trying to wear masks and stuff because they couldn't breathe in the air. Like, it's dangerous, right? I mean,
right.
This is the World Cup final. I mean, it being on MetLife Stadium grass is its own problem, right? The MetLife Stadium, curse, that's its own problem. But you're running around and you're trying to catch your breath, especially during those hydration breaks, and it's just that muggy, foggy look on the field, and you're gonna breathe that in, and that's just gonna affect your lungs. That's gonna affect you in the long run, especially when you're trying to go out and win a World Cup for your country in front of the whole world, right? So, I mean, what can you do? This is the issue. I mean, I'm sure they're all gonna monitor it and see what we can do, but I think this game has to at least try to play no matter what. Like, you have to try to get out there. It's not like there's a bad thunderstorm on the way. It's not like there's a snowstorm or a hailstorm or hurricane. It's not like that. So you got to try to get out there. Maybe air quality could clear up. It couldn't, who knows? But if you get there and suddenly it's not the peak conditions you want for a 2-hour game, I wouldn't put him out there. I don't know what Gianni wants to do. If he could, he wants to go.
Yeah. I was reading a little bit. FIFA has the ability in the contract or whatever, dating way back to the start, where they can decide, only them, it would be their decision only. Hey, we want to postpone this. We want to move this. We want to cancel it. They have the ability to do all three things at a moment's notice with only their approval and no one else's.
Right. Okay. So now you're looking at, I mean, I don't think they'll care, but if they push it back, let's say to Monday, like Monday afternoon would be probably the next scenario if it's too dangerous to play.
Or you have, I think the next places you would go, you have Atlanta, both the Texas stadiums and SoFi, all domes ready to go.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
those are all match
you could easily do that too. But now so what are you going to do with the 82,000 people?
I mean, whole logistical problem. Plus, MetLife is the biggest stadium eligible.
Right. 82,000 people plus all the A-listers, the president, everybody that either has a ticket or has a load of money is going to be at this game on Sunday afternoon.
So and looking at the forecast right now, our forecast only goes up to 6 p.m. on Friday night. But that's supposed to be when, according to, I guess this is the California Wildfire Service, that's when the smoke is about to hit New Jersey the hardest. And now that's another thing. Now these teams aren't going to be coming to New Jersey to train. But you can't. You can't be training here in New Jersey and be at peak fitness. So then that's another thing. Now you're doing more travel. There's an issue with visibility flying in smoke depending on when you're coming in. So this decision, I think, needs to be made sooner or later, because otherwise you're getting to a point where maybe you're going to either make them play in the smoke, which they haven't been training in the week leading up to it or so, or you're going to you're going to have to move it away. And then that's a whole last minute thing. Like, this decision needs to be made soon. And I guess obviously the weather, we don't know what's going to happen, but there's a real chance here that this World Cup final doesn't take place in New Jersey on Sunday.
I mean, lucky us, lucky the two of us. We'll be in New York City on Sunday. So hopefully, no, I'm not saying hopefully, but I'm saying that's a different thing. But if this is the case, and even if we do go, would you say 6 p.m. it'll affect New Jersey, or from the start?
Well, that's just when it's going to be at its worst. It's supposed to affect New Jersey all the way through the next couple of days. Like, it's not letting up.
Okay. So, I mean, you get there on Sunday. You could be, I mean, if we go, if they say, you know what, we're going to play the game, you could be in for a more patient game from both teams. And that's just not, I'm not saying in terms of how they play, because from a actual soccer standpoint, we could be in for a more patient game, because both those teams can definitely be two very methodical teams when it comes to playing against each other, right? So in terms of the weather, in terms of the impact, in terms of the environment, we could be in for a very slow game as well.
Yeah. So apparently Dallas, according to just people, Dallas would be the next location up if something were to happen.
Jerry Jones would love that.
And the other thing is, the stadium that would be most match ready as of right now would be Miami, because they host the third place match the day before.
This is true. But again,
so
80,000 people have a ticket to this game.
So
Miami is 62,000 strong.
Yeah. So FAA is grounding flights right now. That's a problem. FIFA is canceling events in Canada right now that are official FIFA sanctioned events, and now that's starting to hit New York. I don't know.
This is crazy. This is a loophole that no one was expecting. We went like that's probably the last thing you would think of, especially for the World Cup final. What an impact to the game is the air.
Yeah.
The air could be the biggest impact to this game, and we don't even know.
Right. So, we'll see. But finally, let's do our picks for this year's World Cup finals. What are you thinking here?
This is tough. This is really tough. Because I don't know. We could go to penalties again, like last World Cup. We could. I don't think we are. I'm gonna go. Oh God, this is hard. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna go Argentina 2-1. I'm gonna go 2-1 Argentina. We're gonna get a goal in the second overtime. It's gonna be one of those crazy from outside the box kind of goals. It happens every game. I'm gonna go 2-1 Argentina, but I'm gonna say they score first. I'm gonna say Argentina will score first, then Spain will level it late, and then we get to the extra time, and Argentina will win it there.
I have to agree with you. I think it's going to be a late goal from Argentina that will seal it. I think that's the story of the tournament. I don't see a reason why that would stop going into the finals. I want to be different, but I think 2-1 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go to penalties again. I think that if it did go to penalties, there's a stronger chance Argentina loses than last time. I just think that you can't repeat. Spain obviously will have so much more research done on them if they were to go into that situation. So I think it's going to be 2-1 again. I don't think Messi is going to score.
No.
I'm like, come on. If Spain hasn't figured out how to lock down Messi after watching all of the tape and film through this entire tournament, because no other team seems to have figured it out yet. That's their biggest key, and that's insane that we're talking about a guy that's 38 or something like that. In maybe his last World Cup, we're talking about one of the best teams in the world not being able to lock him down. and that being a concern, which is crazy at this
Right.
point. But we both have Argentina. We're both rooting for Spain, right?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I think
100%.
a lot of the world is too.
So we'll see Sunday, maybe.
Maybe. Who
Sunday.
knows?
Maybe Sunday in
The
our home
game
state.
itself is questionable.
Maybe Sunday in our home state of New Jersey, the next World Cup champion will be crowned for 2026. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in to episode 84 of the Sports Coverage Podcast. My name is Andrew alongside my co-host Jason. I hope everyone enjoys the World Cup finals. We'll probably have more videos out before then, so make sure to check those out. We're going to talk more sports, especially as the World Cup wraps up. The MLB trade deadline's coming up. We're heading into the second half. NFL training camp is about to kick off, which I think is pretty insane already. NHL just announced all their preseason schedules and their first month of the season or something like that schedule. The NBA is in summer league. We have to break down all of the top prospects. By the way, so far Mikael Brown Jr. over Darius Acuff, I think, has been a great move, and I take back what I say.
Somehow, some way.
We'll talk more about that later. And of course, we're going to be entering club soccer season in literally, I think the Scottish Premiership kicks off in 2 weeks or something like that. And then you're getting back to the Prem at the end of August. So there's definitely a lot to break down. Thanks again, everyone, so much for tuning in. And we will see you next time.